Chapter 5. Crisis gives birth to innovation. If you look at history, innovation doesn't come just from giving people incentives. It comes from creating environments where their ideas can connect. Stephen Johnson. Crisis produces innovation. Plato said in one of his best-known dialogue, "Necessity is the mother of invention." However, I believe necessity is very key, but refusing to accept things the way they are is really the mother of invention. Most people will never take action and follow through until they experience an indispensable problem. Crisis drives ordinary people to think and achieve extraordinary results. Do you know that some people will never stop or reduce their eating habits until the doctor tells them about a problem in their body? When there is a crisis, it means there is a need for change. This happens in families, communities, organizations, and nations. Don't allow your traditions to get in the way of innovation. There's a need to respect the past, but it's a mistake to live your past. Innovation is progress in the appearance of tradition. Dr. Miles Monroe, one of the greatest leadership teachers, told a story about one of his church members, a single mother of 3 children who liked to make cookies. One day she cried to him after she was fired from her job in a hotel. She sat in his office weeping and explained all her problems. She thought it was over. She was weeping with her last paycheck in her hand. And after she had cried for a while, he asked her, "Have you finished?" She said, "Yes." Then he said, "Okay, you got fired. So what is the problem?" She looked at him and responded, "What do you mean?" He looked straight into her eyes and said to her, "I am going to give you some advice. Do exactly what I say to you, and I guarantee you that you will be glad you got fired." She said, "Yes, Pastor." The pastor asked her, "Do you have an oven in your house? How many times do you use it in a week?" She said, "Yes, I use it once every week, every Sunday." He first pointed out her non-productive oven in the house for 6 days. He told her to go to the grocery store, buy some flour, sugar, and other cookie ingredients. He then said, "Prepare the cookies and take it back to the hotel you worked and give everybody a free cookie." She said, "What?" "Okay, Pastor." She went home, prepared the cookies, and took the pack to the hotel. She distributed the cookie to everyone she saw, including the manager. When she returned to him, she reported what she did and began to cry again. She said, "Why did you tell me to give it free? I have no money." He told her, "The first one is always free." She amazingly looked at him and explained what happened at the hotel. The manager of the hotel asked for a dozen. The housekeeper wanted 2 dozen. The bookkeeper wanted 2 dozen. The bellman also wanted 2 dozen, and others. She said, "I have orders of 10 dozen cookies in total." Then he told her, "Put a price on them." After the conversation, she left. 3 weeks later, she came to the church well-dressed and told him that she had started being busy cooking and selling cookies. She said, "Now I have over 25 orders, and my oven is too small. I'm about to buy an industrial oven to meet demands." 3 months later, she got an industrial oven and started producing 25 dozen of cookies every week. When it was 6 months later, she hired 3 employees, and after 12 months, she had 22 employees. The cookie business turned to $1 million company after 2 years. Every problem is a business opportunity. Every crisis is the beginning of new development. This young lady was sleeping on $1 million company every day until the crisis pushed her out of her comfort zone. Don't wait until a crisis forces you to think. Think and be productive. Create something out of your gift and distribute it to the world. Start with what you have. 6 things you must do in a crisis. 1. Don't panic. Be sensitive. Captain Jack Sparrow said, "The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem." Don't just allow things to happen to you. Happen to things. Attitude is more important than fact. How we react in a situation determines what comes out of it. When you discover yourself in crisis, don't be reactive. Be proactive. 2. Think and see. How you think shows up when something unexpected happens to you. Zig Ziglar once said, "Expect the best. Prepare for the worst. Capitalize on what comes." Don't be stuck in a crisis. The center of creativity is to disbelieve the impossible. If you believe there is an answer, you will find it. Look around and ask questions. Meditate and listen to God's leading. Failure is an opportunity to start more intelligently. Think about your unrealized and untapped potentials. When you think and see differently, your eyes will open to your underperforming assets. Break them down into different components and create something valuable. Revisit your waste places. Think, repackage, and relaunch your thoughts. 3. Ask for help. Everyone needs help. Sometimes you need to admit to yourself that you need help. When you find yourself helpless, ask, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." James chapter 1, verse 5. The right word from the right person can transform your life. A timely word of encouragement during a crisis is more important than an hour of praise after an achievement. 4. Believe in your natural skills. Most people's problem is their formal education. They have been brainwashed and never listened to divine instructions. If you don't position yourself according to your making, you will continue to struggle or only succeed in doing what you were never created to do. When you start working in your area of purpose, you don't get retired or fired. Living a purposeful life is divine. 5. Decide to rebuild. Decision determines destiny. You have to decide to make things happen and change your life. Talk to yourself and decide to create something. Then, create a supportive environment for yourself. Surround yourself with quality people. 6. Manage your decision. After decision-making, focus on decision management. Design a development plan and follow through. If you need to, learn something new or ask for help to do it. Your decision will produce nothing if it is not managed. Management of decisions requires doing what you need to do daily. Daily success accumulates to become an endorsed success.